Yo, what's going on YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy, Kevin Forte. We have a quick video for you guys today, something a little bit different. We have the NHL attendance through the end of 2021. So I'll give you guys that information in today's video. So this is as of even sooner than that, January 19th, which now that I'm making this video is a week later, probably a little bit later for you guys. But the NHL's average attendance, I thought some of these numbers were very interesting. So the bottom three teams, which I have for you guys in this, you have the Arizona Coyotes at just over 67%, closer to 68%, with a little over 11,500 per game. The Ottawa Senators coming in around 11,000 as well, with 62% capacity, and the lowest in the NHL. And this is crazy, just because of how passionate of a fan base they are. I think they're just sick of it. The Buffalo Sabres are at the bottom by 15% in terms of capacity difference between the Ottawa Senators, who are second last, and the Buffalo Sabres. The Buffalo Sabres coming in almost 3,000 less fans per game. 8,635 is the average attendance for the lowest team in the NHL, which is the Buffalo Sabres. Very, very, very disappointing there. And a lot of that has probably contributed to the Jack Eichel situation. And let's be frank, everything that's happened for the Buffalo Sabres here over the last 5 to 10 years now. A couple of teams that are pretty low on this list that are pretty interesting. So the Calgary Flames are fairly low. Again, I think a lot of this is because of the COVID stuff going on up in Calgary, or just in Canada in general. They're at 14,500 per game, which is just under half of 75%. So they're at 75. The Oilers are fairly low. And then some teams we usually see in the mix: the Kings, the Ducks, the Panthers, the Sharks, all round out the bottom 10. Now, I'll give you guys an interesting one here. So, the Detroit Red Wings and the New York Rangers are next to each other. The Rangers aren't even at 90% capacity for their stadiums, and neither are the Red Wings. They're at 88%. Two original six franchises. Pretty low on the list here, I have to say. I was fairly surprised to see them that low. Winnipeg is at a 90% capacity, but they only, I think that stadium only holds 16 or 17,000. So they're at just less than 14,000 attendance actively. Carolina, who's been very good, they're fairly low as well. But again, I think there's just such a competitive market down there in Carolina, in that entire area. It is a difficult crowd to draw attention to. This one is extremely interesting, and that's the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks right now are at a low we have not seen in a long time. Just over 18,000 is the average attendance for the Blackhawks. They're coming in at less than 92%. Very, very, very interesting there, again, for the Blackhawks, who are an original six franchise, owned by the Wirtz family. Very, very interesting. Another one, again, they have new ownership, new management. The Pittsburgh Penguins coming in at 17.2K this year in average attendance. It's just a shade under 95% capacity. So that's not too bad. But again, the Penguins, we usually are seeing them a little bit higher up. And just above them is the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think a lot of these Canadian teams, I'm not overly shocked because of the restrictions in Canada. They've actually been playing with empty stadiums, so they aren't accounting for that, but I think that's definitely hurt their situation. Dallas is surprisingly high on this list, and they're usually bottom 10. They're actually top 10 this year right now in terms of attendance. Almost 18,000 per night are in attendance for the Stars. The Stars aren't even in a playoff spot. They're not even really in their divisional rankings, even in the top three. But the Dallas Stars doing pretty well. They're at 97% capacity. Again, that may have something to do with the fact they're in Texas, but still, spot on there. The Predators doing very well. They are also top 10. A team that was almost moved at least 2 or 3 times. They're at 99% capacity. Really nice stuff there. And to be honest, we got some new buildings in here in the top 5. The New York Islanders at 17.255. But again, they have the brand new UBS Arena. They're 100% capacity, as well as the Seattle Kraken, the newest franchise in the NHL, coming in at 17,151 fans. That's 100% capacity. We have a couple 100% here. We have the Boston Bruins, the Islanders, the Kraken, the Lightning, and the Washington Capitals, all at 100% capacity. And there's only one team that has gone the extra mile above 100% capacity, coming in at 18,063 as the average fan attendance is the Vegas Golden Knights, who are leading by a high margin. 104% capacity for the Golden Knights, which means standing tickets very often in Vegas. That is incredible. Really nice to see the Golden Knights doing that well. An extremely successful franchise here in their first decade, and that pretty much sums it up right there. So you look at the highest rate, in terms of average fan attendance, the highest regarded are 2 teams with 19,000. The Tampa Bay Lightning are just over 19,000, 19,092. That is their average attendance. That is 100% capacity. And the biggest building in the NHL, the Montreal Canadiens, who are only at 94% capacity throughout this year so far. They are the highest with 19,892 fans per game. That just shows you not only how big the building is, but how much they fill that building. This is a building that seats over 20,000, the biggest building in a long shot in the NHL. Of course, it's up at the Bell Center in Montreal. So there you go. I thought this was kind of interesting. Like I said, there's a couple teams. I'm surprised how low they are. Like I said, the Rangers, the Red Wings, the Flyers, the Penguins, the Canadiens for that matter, all those teams. But again, I think a lot of that has to do with the stuff going on with COVID right now, with the last really year and a half, and people maybe being against going to games. The local economy definitely has an impact on that. And the price of the tickets continues to go up. And unfortunately, that is probably the biggest factor. I think people are just avoiding getting season tickets altogether because they are super expensive. They're getting individual tickets. They're not getting terrible deals. If you look hard enough, you can find good deals for individual tickets. And I think people are just opting for that at this point. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, and want to help us out, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.